Hey guys, it's Nick from CrossFit Southpaw, and we're back today to talk about the assault bike. There's a lot of content made on how to row, and that's something that we focus on a lot in classes, and I feel like there's not a lot of dialogue about how to use the assault bike, what it's used for, and how we can get better at it. The assault bike is a phenomenal tool for training cardiovascular fitness. It's hard to beat as far as its efficacy and also how challenging it gets, which is why a lot of times you'll hear people kind of making fun of it or talk about how miserable it is. There's not really a break. When we row or when we run, there's this time period where we're unloaded, we're going back in. With the assault bike, you're always on. Arms, legs, one side or the other, we're always going. There's no adjustment to increase or decrease resistance like you would have on a traditional outdoor bike. One of the top things that I think is helpful when you're looking at improving on the assault bike is to spend more time on it. You'll notice that the bike counts exponentially faster as you increase the speed linearly. There's an exponentially increasing trade-off between the rotations per minute and the number of calories. Gaining experience on the bike will allow you to determine how hard you should hit certain intervals. If it's an AMRAP style workout, if it's an EMOM style, if we're doing something 4-time, or if it's a longer duration base. A couple things technically that we can look for on the bike. It's going to be less about overall mechanics and more about body position and setup when we get on the bike here. As I approach the bike, I want to make sure that the seat is high enough to where my leg is almost at full extension on the bottom. I'm going to put the pad of my foot on the pedal. This bike might be just slightly short for me, but it's pretty close to all right. You'll notice that this leg is right before I hit extension, so just about right. I'm going to go back and forth driving between my arms and my legs. Now, most people focus on driving down with the front leg, and that's a great technique to use. It'll always serve you well. If you spend a lot of time on these and start fatiguing heavily in the quads, what you can also do is work on pawing with that back foot. So I'm going to, in a sense, incorporate my hamstring and some of my other leg muscles into this to help with that pedal. So the pad of my foot is going to go right on the middle of the bike peg here. I'm going to go down, and then I'm going to paw up with it. So I'm pressing down and back using the back of my leg to drive that up. So I'm going to push down on one side, and as I push down, I'm going to pull up on the other. So as I push down with my right leg here, this left leg is going to paw back and up. So again, this is what that's going to look like. It doesn't add much, but it adds enough to be a little bit of a difference maker. The final thing that I like to note here is you'll see a lot of people hop on the bike and just start to crank back and forth, okay? So they're getting wild, their elbows are flaring out, their head's going side to side, look like they're in a bobsled track. The more stable that you can be, the more controlled you can demonstrate, the easier the bike is going to be and the more efficient you're going to be in the long run. This looks cool to people watching. It looks like you're working really hard, but it ends up just wasting a lot of extra energy that you're not actually putting into the bike. I like to suggest that athletes stay upright, which improves their breathing position, and then really just focus on a nice, consistent cadence on the bike here. The final thing of note is face position. And if you watch for this, you will see it all over the place. Biking, rowing, barbell movements, everywhere. When the face gets too constricted and you're holding that pain that you're feeling in your face, it's gonna multiply the pain that you're feeling in your body. So I really encourage you to keep a neutral face, whether it's in bike or other movements, but especially in the bike. Keep that face relaxed and your body is gonna stay relaxed too. At a certain point in the workout, it's not possible to control that anymore, and you're just in the pain cave with everything you got pushing towards the end. And at that point, it's all things go. But when we're in training, I want you to think about those little things. Think about the setup, the posture to help your breathing, the relaxed face to help you remain calm, and the nice, calm posture to, where we're not wasting movement and creating inefficiencies in our mechanics. Guys, that's the assault bike, a couple tips and tricks that you can use that will hopefully help you on your journey with this. If you're interested in learning more, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Follow us on Facebook at CrossFit Southpaw or Instagram at CrossFit Southpaw. We look forward to talking to you more. Take care.
At CrossFit Southpaw, we guide working professionals through cutting-edge workouts that transform you into a strong, successful, and confident individual. All it takes is a willingness to reject mediocrity and a desire to strive towards excellence.